Hello, hello. It's a beautiful day today. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. Um, it's a nice temperature. There couldn't be anything nicer, actually, and the grass is nice and short where I am, so I can sit on the grass and see all the creatures around. I don't have to worry about being bitten by ants or anything like that. I can see the green ants crawling around. I know exactly where they are, so couldn't be more perfect, really. The message that I have for you today is relating to appreciating where you are and how far you have come. Because a lot of people um, tend to beat themselves up if they're not exactly where they think that they should be in life. And I can tell you that that is um, a standard I know as the ever shifting quicksand. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, there's always something that we could be doing more of, that we could be doing better of, and it it's the standard where if we achieve some of our goals, that we may feel inclined that what we may feel inclined to undermine that achievement by going, well, it wasn't that hard to achieve, or or perhaps it wasn't exactly how you pictured it, so therefore it was not something that was worthy of achieving. Yeah, I'm repeating myself because there's a person walking behind. But yeah, so my lesson that I want to impart on you today is this is a standard that can forever shift. It can forever shift, and it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter your social class, your socio-economic status. You can always find a reason to be miserable. And I mean that it doesn't matter if you are me or you are Lindsay Lohan. You can find a reason to be miserable. um, you can find a reason to be miserable. You don't have to actually look very hard. It's just one of those things that we have an infinite amount of things that we could do in a finite life. And once we've achieved one thing, we're looking at how we haven't achieved another thing. And also, when we achieve certain goals, sometimes we don't want to accept the fact that achieving those goals can be at the expense of other goals. So we may have achieved this goal, but it may remind us of the thing that we also wanted to achieve but couldn't achieve because it was at odds, in conflict with this particular goal. And now we've achieved it, we are going, well, I didn't achieve that other thing that I wanted to do. And so see this as a sign today to really deeply reflect. Reflect on how far you have come and accept that you can't do everything in a finite life. You just can't. You cannot do everything in a finite life. And also, we are not born equal as many would like to believe. Um, we all have different starting points, and we also have um, different events, different lessons based on the upbringing that we had, the family we had, our social environment. So we are not all at the same starting point, and we won't all reach the same place or the end point at the same time. Some of us will reach it prematurely, some of us will never reach it at all. It's just one of those things, and with every step along the way is the lesson. I know it's a cliche to say it's part of the journey, but it really is true. You don't want to be your entire existence being beginning and end, how you came into this world, and your upbringing and how you died. That is not all you are, and you have achieved more than you think you have achieved. You just may not have paid much attention to it if you didn't receive praise for it, or you didn't get recognition from other people, but that doesn't mean you did not achieve it. That doesn't mean you didn't achieve anything worthwhile. So I just wanted to put that out there, because if you're a person who, say, you're a recovering drug addict, now that is something that I have never personally experienced, being so deep in distress that I'm not saying I've never used substances or anything like that. I'm a goody two shoes. I'm not claiming that at all. I'm just saying that I've never been in a situation where I have become dependent on a substance in order to like live and breathe and function. So that is something that I cannot possibly understand. And so if you have managed to get yourself out of that situation, maybe you were homeless for a time and you've managed to find a place to stay, and you may not be entirely on your feet, and you may put yourself down about that. You may look at other people's situations and go, well, they're in a better place than I am at this point in my life. But you cannot compare, because they were never homeless, and you don't know what it would be like for them. Would they remain destitute if they were in a less than privileged position? Where would they put themselves in your position? You cannot know these things. So if you have managed to eliminate something like substance abuse, or you've managed to find yourself a place to stay, you are working your way up. And it's just one of those things that no one else is going to pat you on the back, because if they come from a position of privilege, and um, I'm talking about privilege in this specific circumstance where they've never had to endure homelessness, they've never had to endure the kind of trauma that um, facilitates or precedes substance abuse in the first place. If they don't understand that mindset, they're not going to praise you for it. They're going to see it as, they're only going to focus on the setback of your identity, I suppose, as a substance abuser. And I guess um, the problem with that is also when you have things like AA, where they talk about people's identity as an alcoholic, for instance. Um, it really does entrench that idea that you are your mistakes. And I want to make it clear today, you are not your mistakes. You you are a product of your triumphs over your mistakes, your lessons. And we won't win everything. We won't win every battle. But you will win some of them, and you need to pat yourself on the back for that. You shouldn't rely on other people to give you recognition, because they just they can't understand your position. They just can't. So I don't know who needed to hear that today. That's what I have for you. Or if it resonated with you, just let me know. Thank you.